may be seated. Are you ready for tissue already? On behalf of Elijah and Sydney, it truly is my pleasure to welcome each of you to this celebration of their love and to thank you for being here this afternoon. And it certainly is, it's our hope and it's our prayer that each of us will be touched in such a way as to make us more open, more available, and more ready to serve our world and to serve our fellow man, to share God's love with all people. And so, Tim, I ask you, who presents this woman to be married to this man?
I do.
We'd like to begin with a moment of prayer, and I invite you each in the way that's most comfortable for you to close your eyes and just take a second to give thanks for this day and for the beautiful weather, for the opportunity to be here. And our loving Creator, at this time we do look to you. It is truly you performing this marriage. We thank you for guiding Sydney and Elijah to one another and planting love in their hearts for each other. And we thank you for your presence here and for your blessing of these two lives that have already been made one through the very deep bond of their love. And it is in the name and the nature of Christ Jesus that we pray. Amen. Sydney and Elijah, you've come today after 4+ years together to declare openly through marriage the oneness that I know you already feel in your hearts. I've long believed that souls are attracted to one another for spiritual purposes. It was not coincidence, nor was it happenstance that brought the two of you together. But rather you came together because in your areas of compatibility and similarity, that which we consider the easy parts, okay? But also in your differences, which are just as important. You provide the stimulus for each of you to be all that God has created you to be. Marriage is a public declaration by two individuals that they have formed a very secret alliance with the intention to belong to and to share with each other. It's a mystical estate, mystical in the sense that the real experience cannot be communicated to others, nor explained even to oneself on rational grounds. One time, Chief Justice Kennedy said this. He said, "No union is more profound than marriage, for it embodies the highest ideals of love, fidelity, devotion, sacrifice, and family. In forming a marital union, two people become something greater than once they were. Marriage embodies a love that may endure even past death." I always consider marriage to be the graduate school of relationships. And that's what we're supporting you to enter into that state now. So your marriage then is an act of consecration by each of you, not only to expressing your own highest potential, but also to supporting your wife, Elijah, your husband, Sydney, in her and in his own path of unfoldment. And today you consecrate yourselves to one another formally, but I'm sure you're aware that it is tomorrow and every tomorrow hereafter that you will reaffirm this consecration through your every thought, your every word, and your every act. See, marriage is a promise of love, but it's way more than that. Marriage is a commitment to life and to the best that two people can find within themselves and bring forth from one another. It offers opportunities for sharing and for growth that no other human relationship can equal. And it is a physical and emotional joining that's promised for a lifetime. Within the circle of your love, your marriage encompasses all of your life's most important relationships. As wife and as husband, you are each other's best friend, confidant, listener, lover, teacher, and critic. And there may come times when one partner is ill or is ailing or just heartbroken, and the love of the other is very much like the tender, loving care as parents that we give our children. Marriage deepens and it enriches every facet of life. You'll find that your happiness will be fuller, your memories fresher, your commitment stronger, and you may even find that anger is felt more deeply, but it passes away more quickly, and for this we thank God. For marriage understands and it forgives those mistakes that life is unable to avoid, and it encourages and it nurtures new life, new experiences, and wonderful new ways of expressing your love through one another, through all the seasons of your life. And as two people who pledge to love and care for each other in marriage, you will create a spirit that will be unique to the two of you. And that spirit will bind you closer than any spoken or written words could ever do. If you will now join hands, I have two questions I'm going to ask you. The first, Elijah and Sydney, have you come here freely today and without reservation to pledge yourselves to one another?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
And will you release the past, bringing only those memories, desires, and hopes that belong to each other into your future life together?
Yes.
Good. So now, Sydney and Elijah, by your promises now shared with us, I invite you to unite yourselves in marriage out of your very deep love and your respect for one another. You have some words. You each have some beautiful words that you have written that you would like to share. So, you ready to go, Elijah?
I am.
Your turn. And I'll try to stay in this way, so I want you to come to hear you.
Sydney, Alexis, these vows I swear in earnest, witnessed by all those we hold dear. I vow to protect you, your interests, your honor, and your heart. With this promise, I take hold of a torch held forth before me by your father, your mother, and two families that adore you. I make this promise not only to you, but to all of those who have sheltered you, guided you, raised you up, and entrusted you to my care. I vow today to honor you, to put you before all others, to consult with you before every decision, to regard you with as much respect as I regard myself. With this promise, I offer you the torch, that we may lift it together, to light our path through the darkness. I vow today, and evermore, to love you, to lay my head next to yours, my hand on your heart, to embrace you with joy at every reunion, and with longing each time we part. With this promise, I take your hand that we may be inseparable, and share the path before us. Today, I vow to make you my queen and I your king. You are the sweetest water on my parched lips, the cool hand upon my fevered brow, and the constant reminder that a life lived without you is a life unfulfilled. I promise this day to dance with you always, as the sun does the moon, to laugh with you, to cry with you, to prove my love 1,000 times over and 1,000 again. With you, I vow to walk the path, alert, never straying. My hand is yours as we stride into the sunset. And with this ring, I seal my promise and chain my heart to yours. Thank you.
Elijah, 4 years ago, I drove across the country and took the biggest chance of my life. That chance led me to this moment right here. That is when I made my first vow to you, to never stop adventuring, as it ended up being the best chance in my life. Over the past 4 years, I have learned a lot about you and even more about myself. You have taught me so many things, and with that, I promise to never stop learning. I promise to nurture and grow with you and do the same with our relationship. I promise to always take care of you as you do to me. I promise to always stand by your side through smooth sailings or strong winds. I promise as long as I am living, you will never be alone in life. I promise to always continue making vows, because one set of vows can never contain all of the plans of our ever-changing life. And last, I promise to honor the most important vow. I vow to always be your best friend for the rest of my life.
So beautiful, and I hardly need to ask these questions, but I will. So I ask you, Elijah, will you take Sydney to be your wedded companion, your loving friend, your strength in time of weakness, and you choose to share with her your dreams, your desires, and your love? You promise to cherish her, to protect her, and to provide for her needs as best you can. And if so, please say, I do.
I do.
I ask you, Sydney, do you take Elijah to be your wedded companion, your loving friend, and your strength in time of weakness? Do you choose to share with him your dreams, your desires, and your love? Do you promise to cherish him and to protect him and to provide for his needs as best you can? And if so, please say, I do.
I do.
Now, Adam, may I have the rings, please? Your beautiful rings, by their shape and by their substance, want the tissue?
No, thank you.
Symbolize that which is true of your love. And of course, the shape, the ring is the perfect circle. And like these rings, your love had no beginning, and it has no end. And the substances of which they are created are some of the purest known to humankind. So let them always remind you of the purity of the love and the devotion that you have now pledged to one another. And so, Elijah, if you'll take Sydney's wedding ring first and slip that on the ring finger of her left hand, and then repeat after me to her. Sydney, with this ring,
Sydney, with this ring,
I promise to grow with you to build our love,
I promise to grow with you and to build our love,
to speak openly and honestly,
to speak openly and honestly,
to listen to you,
to listen to you,
and to love and cherish you now and forever.
and to love and cherish you now and forever.
From this day forward,
From this day
you
forward,
shall not walk alone.
you shall not walk alone.
My heart will be your shelter,
My heart will be your
and
shelter,
my arms will be your home.
and my arms will be your home.
Put that on. Slip Elijah's ring on his finger and relax your finger. And to him, Elijah, with this ring,
Elijah, with this ring,
I promise to grow with you to build our love,
I promise to grow with you to build our love,
to speak openly and honestly,
to speak openly and honestly,
to listen to you,
to listen to you,
and to love and cherish you now and forever.
and to love and cherish you now and forever.
From this day forward, you shall not walk alone.
From this day forward, you shall not walk alone.
My arms will be your shelter,
My arms will be your shelter.
and my heart will be your home.
My heart will be your home.
If you'd like to turn to your family and friends, I'm going to share a few words of blessing that I know come from all of us privileged to be here, and those who can't be with you today. And it truly is our hope that the inspiration of these few moments and the joy that you all share as you party this evening remains in your hearts forever. May you be a blessing and a comfort to each other throughout your lives. Be there sharing all each other's joys and consoling one another during your heartaches, and standing together through the challenges of life. May you encourage each other in whatever it is that you set out to achieve, and always know, this is so important, that trusting each other, you can trust life and your own personal process. May your marriage bring you all the exquisite excitement a marriage is capable of bringing. But at the same time, let life grant you always patience and tolerance and a very deep sense of understanding. May you always need one another and know it's not to fill your emptiness, but rather that you might know and appreciate and express your fullness and your richness. May you succeed in all the wonderful, important ways in life, but don't fail in those little graces. So you're always looking for things to praise and acknowledging those things and very, very often either saying I love you or find some wonderful, creative, adventurous way to demonstrate that to each other. And when you have the disagreements, and I'm sure you've had 2 or 3 already in the years, when you have the disagreements that we all have, we know that you both have good sense enough, that you have the courage, and you have the willingness to take the first step back. And so may you enter into the mystery, which is the awareness of one another's true presence, and know that it's no more physical than it is spiritual. Warm and near when you're together, or should you find yourself in different cities, states, even different continents, maybe even different planets, who knows at this time. And may you have love, and you will find that by helping one another to be happy and to be caring for one another. May you have happiness, and happiness is yours because you are happy in each other's presence. Now we're going to do something a little different than we've ever experienced before, but I think just more beautiful than maybe anything I've ever seen. A number of years ago, 27?
27.
27, 24.
27 and 24, okay. 27 and 24 years ago, your mothers welcomed you into the world with a kiss, the very first kiss either of you ever received. And I'm going to ask them to come forward now because they are going to give you that last kiss before I pronounce you husband and wife. Each other with a kiss. That's what. So, my dears, if you'll join your right hands together, right. Place mine over yours. Elijah and Sydney, you have made these promises this day before God and in the presence of these witnesses. And it gives me great pleasure, great joy to officially pronounce you husband and wife. Elijah, to invite you to greet your wife with a kiss, and Sydney, your husband. Mr. and Mrs. Elijah and Sydney Weber.
Alabama, Arkansas, I love my mama, love the way that I do love you.
Could anything ever go wrong?